Hello, this is Cynthia Fick, and this is the July 18th stock market update. Just want to spend some time and do a brief recap of the stock market updates for 2023 so far, for those of you who have missed some of them. In the beginning of the year, I told you it looked like we had a strong rally that had legs, kind of surprising, but maybe not after we'd had one of the worst years for the stock and the bond market since 1871. So next, we saw that the stock markets survived the banking crisis and the debt ceiling crisis. I said that the market was amazingly strong and resilient. Again, the market is one of the best precursors of what's going on in the economy. And so the third thing I said was keep an open mind. I know it's hard after the worst year since 1871 and COVID and all the crises we've had. But I said, keep an open mind because something is happening. And so far, the stock market has proven that to be true. Last week, Gina mentioned that the NASDAQ 100 was way overbought. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about why here in a second. But so we're waiting for a pullback. It's normal. It's healthy. I told you, even if we're in a secular bull market still that can go on for, a longer period of time, we're still going to have corrections. We're going to have 10 to 15% every 2 years. Not all stocks are going to do well. It's important that you're in the right sectors and the right stocks. So things are happening, and we think there might be a pullback, especially in the NASDAQ and the NASDAQ 100, because they've come pretty far, pretty fast. And so that's kind of what we're looking for right now. The only thing that kind of stands in the way of our little pullback is that trillions of dollars are still on the sidelines. Many money managers missed out on the big run we've had so far in the stock market because they're still have not kept an open mind about the stock market doing better than we think it might. And so there's that fear of missing out. All those people with trillions of dollars have way underperformed, not doing well, and they're just waiting for that pullback. So it makes it a little harder to jump in on it. But here's some interesting things that may affect the NASDAQ 100 specifically. And we will be using that as an opportunity, any kind of pullback we get for any reason, to go in to potentially add to some of our position and buy some new ones for those of you who are newer to us. So let me show you what I'm talking about. There's something called a special rebalance of the NASDAQ 100. And so for many of you, you own QQQ, and that is an index that tracks the top 100 stocks in the NASDAQ. And that is what is rebalancing. It's a special rebalance because usually it rebalances every quarter, but only 2 other times have they decided that the Magnificent Seven, the top 7 stocks in the NASDAQ 100 have gotten way out of whack. They way overperformed. And so they're going to be between this Friday night and next Monday morning, shoring that up. They're going to be selling Microsoft, Apple, Tesla, NVIDIA, and buying into some of the less performing, kind of balancing it out. And so that's what's happening. And who knows what can really happen, if all of a sudden they're selling 5% on Microsoft in the index, that may create a little bit of pullback. We just don't know yet, but it's something to be it's kind of interesting. I thought you'd enjoy that. And again, if there is any kind of pullback in any of these stocks, I assure you, we're going to be jumping in on some of that, especially for people that don't have them. So hold on one second and let me show you what's going on. This is the Magnificent Seven, the NASDAQ 100. How's it weighted right now? Microsoft is 12.9% of the indices. Apple, NVIDIA, Amazon, Tesla, Meta Platforms, that's the old Facebook, and then Google in both of its versions. So those are the things that are going to get kind of like a little bit of a, clearing off of. They're going to lower the percentage in these big index funds. It's going to be kind of interesting to see what might happen and what might they be buying. There's some things that might be doing better because this is happening, because they're going to put that money that they're, scraping off into some lower performing like Starbucks, Mondelez, Bookings, Gilead, Intuitive Surgical. Trade Desk is joining the NASDAQ 100. And that means those index funds have to go in and buy it. so there can be tracking it. So it's just kind of interesting. A chart showing you, this is NVIDIA, how well it's done. And then the turquoise line is Tesla, just crazy returns. And we're, a lot of earnings are going to be coming out. So these are the kind of things that might affect the market. And maybe we're going to get that pullback because nothing goes straight up forever. There's always kind of a touchback, and that's healthy. That's normal. We're waiting for it. We're making our list. We're checking it twice. For those of you who have a lot of cash, we have everything ready to go that we want to buy, and we're just waiting for the time to do that. So hope you have a great week, and we will talk to you next Tuesday. Bye-bye.